STAKK Nation,
Champions.
welcome back to the channel. We have a reaction video today, ladies and gentlemen. I think this is going to be an exciting one.
We haven't done one of this in a while, so I hope you guys enjoy it.
Hey, you know, they say freedom comes to those who aim for it. It's really that simple.
Freedom!
Yes, I cannot remember any sayings about freedom there. But with no further ado, ladies and gentlemen, as we know, the world around us is changing.
Mm-hmm.
The traditional systems are falling, whether they recognize it or not, whether they admit it or not, whether they embrace it or not. You see, as time goes by, okay, things will continue to change. It now becomes a matter of, are you going to pivot, adapt, and roll with the current times?
Roll with the punches.
Right? Or you can fight the movement. You can fight the momentum of new innovation, new technology, and get wrecked. You know, I used to read a lot of books on leadership, a lot of books on behavior, a lot of books on, I don't know, I want to say finance, but there's really not been that many because all the finance books are really the same. Okay. But something that came across as a theme while I was reading those books on leadership is, you know, where is Ken Coleman or what's the guy, the CEO from Disney from back in the days?
Yeah.
They all tend to say the same sort of things. You have to be ready to be to change. You have to be able to, if your business is great, right, then it will be able to shift dynamically. For example, when COVID was here in full force and there were lockdowns, what type of businesses survived that? It speaks volumes. Or how did you navigate that environment so that your business could survive, right? Back when I had the gym in that scenario, we resorted to renting out our equipment. The members wanted to work out. They were willing to rent the equipment, call over other members, and they worked out together. That's kind of what we're talking about. So we now find ourselves in this place where everything is changing again. Banking is under threat. We know this. And of course, Hollywood is also under threat. And that's what we're going to be taking a look at in this video, which we'll be reacting to here today. Hollywood is going under. Well, no further ado. Let's jump into it here.
Let's
then.
go.
All right.
Hollywood is not happy with Taylor Swift because it turns out she may have just broken the film industry. This weekend, Taylor debuted her Eras tour film. It's already done $100 million in ticket sales. For reference, that's the 6th highest of any movie this year, in the same category as Spider-Man and Barbie. But it's not the ticket
6th highest of any movie this year.
Only $100 million.
$100 million. This is one thing. This is why I think this is important. For it to be the 6th highest, you have to understand this year there's been a lot of
strikes
of movies that were released.
Yeah.
Like there's been a lot of new movies that were released to the theater, and from the last time I checked this, apparently almost every movie that was released was actually a flop. They're all taking a loss so far because none of them have been able to recover and make back what they typically would make when they do these movie things.
Yep.
But we'll play on here.
sales that's making Hollywood mad. It's The Split. Because in a savage business move, she completely cut them out. A normal movie looks something like this. There's 4 main parties: the movie producers, the Hollywood studios, AMC, and the local theaters. Now typically, the movie producer will sell the film rights to a Hollywood studio because the studios control the relationship with AMC and have the money to fund the marketing to get eyes on the trailers. You don't use a studio, your movie's not getting seen. Now all 4 parties get a cut of the profit, but guess who gets the majority? The studios. They take up to 70% of the income from the opening weekend. But Taylor said, hold on a minute.
Damn.
Don't that sound like what the banks do with your money?
Hold up, 70% of the income though?
Yeah, the revenue that comes back, yeah, of the profits.
So you create a movie, hard work and sweat. Then you cannot go out and push this movie yourself because first of all, these people are gatekeepers, right?
Yep.
The studios.
Yep.
And so you come sell it to them.
Mm-hmm.
And when they start making money on it, they keep 70% of it.
Because apparently they're the only one that can do the marketing on your product and distribute it.
Let me point out that these are the same people when Kim.com came up with a file sharing service.
Yep.
These people, Hollywood is who I'm referring to.
Got them cancelled.
They got the president of the United States to send a SWAT team to someone's house in another country. I believe it was Switzerland.
Yep.
It was another time.
So one of those, yeah.
Okay. We'll play on.
But you get what's going on there, though.
Yeah, I get what is going on.
It's the same thing with the bank. You give the bank your money.
They're a middleman.
Yeah.
And the middlemen are getting removed. Remove the middlemen from your life. All right.
We need a Hollywood studio. I can pay for the filming myself, and I have a massive audience. With one Instagram post, I can get tens of millions of people to know about this movie. So she cut them out. She made a deal directly with AMC. All three groups made more money, and Hollywood got nothing. Now, believe it or not, Hollywood isn't that mad about Taylor's movie specifically. I'm sure they would have loved to have made 70 million with zero effort, but their problem is much bigger than that. What they're really mad about is that she broke into the vault and shared the secret recipe for how to beat them. Now, any group of actors with an audience has a playbook for going direct. And Taylor?
Listen,
Playbook for going direct.
it is an incredible approach. I would not say, I'll give her credit for maybe she's the first person to do it in the movie industry. But this concept has already been happening.
In the music industry.
Yes.
Remember we did a video about a year ago?
Exactly.
Maybe 2 years now?
Exactly.
The guy with the music video sold that in like 1 hour.
Exactly.
A million copies of his music.
Rappers started doing this thing a long time ago. You remember SoundCloud?
Yep.
Right? That's where a lot of how would you say, rising rappers came about, right? Some of them made it mainstream. And it's the same thing with the music industry as well. You make your music, they take a chunk of the profits.
Mm-hmm.
They put you under certain contracts. They have some predatory things going on there.
Mm-hmm.
I think that this is extremely powerful. This speaks to that power of decentralization. What I mean by that, if you look at this environment that we live in now, where we can all build an audience, we can all come onto the internet, create something of value, and people who are interested in those things that you're interested in will be receptive to it. As a result, they will support you. So, if you have 1 million+ followers, why would you go to a movie to get you clout when you are the clout?
Yep, you don't need the studios after that.
We see CNN not even able to compete with Joe Rogan. One guy. Okay?
What's this other guy from Fox News?
Yes. You guys know the guy. The one who got fired from Fox News. Yeah. Right?
It's pulling up numbers way
right?
than
Pulled
the
away
entire-
from Fox News. So in some ways you could say Fox News was holding these people down.
on stage.
These mainstream media, these big organizations with their secret agendas and crazy deals and tens of thousands of lawyers drafting up predatory deals left and right are taking a blow to the face. And it did not take a whole army to come at them.
Nope.
It did not take anybody going to United States president to say, go swat these people down. Creativity, intellect of your own, and some courage will always win. Okay? You see, these people in this massive, old school, what would you call it?
Call up the establishment.
These fat companies.
Fiat.
Because it's fat companies
That's
is what it
Fiat.
is, right? They have this primitive mentality where violence is the solution to all of their problems. You see it happening every day. But we're in an environment where this decentralization allows you to mitigate the violence. You can skip around the violence. So now they will resort to things like canceling you, blackmailing you.
Calling it a scam, Ponzi scheme.
But again, we're all able to get direct access to these people you're trying to blackmail. Society has built its own relationship directly with these people. Think of Russell Brand, okay? Big movie star on the big screens all the time.
It was all fun and dandy when
Right?
when they liked them.
But then he goes onto YouTube, has a voice of his own,
Yep.
has a direct relationship with the average person out there, not some bullshit facade that is created on a big screen, and then you always have to have these people living a secret life to maintain this celebrity mystique. There's actually a thing for it.
Yeah,
Right? They
yeah,
intentionally make,
yeah.
you know. I think it's like you were saying, Double O. This is the same thing for the banks. Give us your thoughts on that.
Oh, can we show them the little clip?
Oh, is it? We don't have a clip, but we have a
Oh, the
video.
picture,
We have an
yeah.
image.
Yeah.
We do. Yes, definitely. Let me see if I can whip that one up here.
The same thing happens with the banks.
Hollywood is not
Sorry about that.
That's
Go
all
ahead.
right. The same thing's happening with the banks, right?
Mhm.
You work really hard for your money. You store it at the bank, right? That is that centralized big money control.
Yeah.
But then you want to go access the bank, and they're telling you, "Oh, we don't have the money available right now. You're gonna have to come back." That was a lady trying to withdraw $200,000, and they were like, "Nope."
There's been a lot of incidents of that stuff lately where people are not able to withdraw their money.
They're freezing your accounts, banning you from being able to access your account because you have a political opinion about something. But guess what? You don't really have to deal with that again as well. Kind of like what Taylor Swift just did with the movie industry,
Yeah.
and what musicians are doing with the old producer situation. You can do the same thing with your money, literally. It's
You can
that
take
simple.
full control of your money. Here is what is absolutely beautiful to me in this situation. We have these people taking 70%. You cut them out, and now everybody else makes more money. To me, it seems that this can actually lead us to such a place where we can actually obtain those, I guess, a higher level of movie experiences. I'm pretty sure everyone has in their mind the imagination of a absolutely spectacular, sophisticated movie theater experience, whether it's one where you're sitting in a pod or there's many great ideas out there. If someone is taking 70% of the profits from the chain of that transaction, this is why your movie theater may never come to life. This is why the dreams or better experiences may never come to life, because these people are hogging all the cash flow. So, and they have no creativity. So how will great ideas come to life?
I would have to. When you say great ideas, there's a lot of great ideas for movies out there that never come to reality because of the same studios,
Exactly.
right?
Oh, there's a lot of those. That just hit me in my head. Listen.
Yeah, I have to zip because I was going to say something. I was like, nah.
Yeah, there's a lot of those. I mean, look at Sound of Freedom.
Yep.
Yeah. So this meme here, it says banks will now be able to freeze or suspend accounts without a court order. This now means you're now doing business with a private individual or entity, and by giving them your money, you're telling them that you have the authority to do what you will with my money.
They have the authority to do it with your money.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they're saying. Now, a lot of times people are, how will I say, worried about being robbed. Okay? I would say if you're worried about being robbed, but this is the only way that you're holding your money, then you're bullshitting yourself. You don't mind being robbed. In fact, as a matter of fact, you should just go put your stuff on the street so that we can come pick them up. Not me, but so the thieves can come pick them up without having to stress to come to your house. It makes no sense that this is something that should be even spoken about, for banks to be able to suspend your account without a court order. The banks do not govern society. This is directly what you're saying by being able to do this. On what grounds should someone be, or should any bank, any private entity be able to take your money that you spent your time, energy, and resources of other forms to obtain? At what point in time is it okay to do that? some people might should write for the extreme idea, like, oh well, if someone is radical, they're terrorists, etc., etc.
They still don't have that right.
Let me tell you something. They still don't have that right. As much as we might all want to use our emotions to be like, oh well, terrorists are horrible people. Well, I think that they're also human beings. And of course, for horrible acts, there should be consequences for that. However, this sets a very dangerous precedent, because at the same time, as much as we're worried about terrorists and maybe other bad actors in the space, these people we know for sure are bad actors, but you do not need me to tell you that. Any thoughts on that, Double R?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, just like we've shown other samples in other aspects of our life, we need to start paying attention. Is that the world is changing, there are solutions out there, you need to pay attention to those solutions. Mm-hmm. We all know at this point that money in the bank is not your money in the bank. The money is gone the moment it's there, and they're using it to take debts, to give out loans, so on and so forth. And that money is actually making the banks a lot more money. Unfortunately, recently though, they have been losing a ton of that money. Literally, the bank have lost your money. Yeah. And the solution literally is you can store your own value. You can store your own money. Yeah. You just take some time and learn about it.
Exactly. Well, but it goes back to what I was saying at the beginning of this. If your business cannot pivot to the changing times, right? I think that says that, you need to look for something else. Your model is outdated.
Yep.
Model of governance is outdated. The model that we use for money is outdated. This is absolutely spectacular. I'm sure we'll see more of this. Mm-hmm. I'm extremely happy for this. It's the same thing happening in the movie industry. It's the same thing happening in the music. We also see it happening in the financial industry. Mm-hmm. And for heaven's sake, I hope this starts happening in the education space. Because, yes, at this point in time, I know people will say homeschooling is expensive, but I think using this sort of mentality, I think you can see how it's not that expensive, because a lot of times these kids are going to school to go sit down, and the teacher will probably play a video or play something to them that they got from an online archive, if you will, or whatever curriculum has been put there. It just takes a change in mode of operation to ensure that your kids are studying what they need to be studying. Because as time goes by, and as these people radicalize the minds of many kids around, okay, you have to really think, what is society going to look like 10 to 20 years from now? Because the garbage that we're seeing right now
is the result of the education.
Of everything that has been happening up to this point.
Yep.
Shout out to Taylor Swift. Your music still makes my ear hurt. This only just means that now I'll be able to I need to go see my ear doctor, because you're going to be able to probably release movie after movie after movie. But actually, that was a movie, not a music. She was not releasing music. Yeah, scratch that. Any final thoughts before we close this one out?
No, I was gonna say we close out on that, but you just gave a big pointer there. In terms of education, I was literally just saying the other day that the finance or the money that we know today, we all learned that from the current education system. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right, and same thing with the old music and movies and everything, right? It's what they allow to come out, and they actually use the government, Department of Education, Department of whatever policy they used to enforce, CFTC or whatever for the old banking situation. If we can exit that system, imagine the level of education that's gonna come out with.
Well, here's the thing: we can exit that system. It is available right now. It's not something that is being worked on that will show up soon. It's here. It is now. The choice is yours. Okay, you've seen Taylor Swift made that choice already.
Bam.
What are you waiting for?
Can they try to use any kind of government agency to stop her though? I mean, they've done that with.
I'm trying to think.
They've done that. They've tried to do that with finance, with all this.
They cannot use a government agency to stop her, because this is not a legal matter. It is business. She has done nothing illegal.
They might say, "Oh, the specific content in that video is not right for kids," and etc., etc.
It is movie. It is free speech. it is not a legal matter.
Mm.
I get it. Yes, they will do that. You know, they go for the most extreme stuff. They'll probably try to cancel her. This is what they do. I mean, look at any male figure in Hollywood that goes against these people. All of a sudden, you become a sexual deviant of some sort.
Yep.
Has anyone ever asked themselves, why is it that all these people in Hollywood always commit the same crimes? There's always some sexually devious crime. Is there no other crimes around the earth? Why do they always all eye on the same thing? And just boom, women out of nowhere. Oh yeah, back in this day, he did this and did that. Pick anyone and pick any future person that is going to go against these people. I can almost guarantee you it's going to be the same accusation. I'm not saying that there are people who have not done the same thing. But at the same time, I'm saying that look at the people who are saying these things and what they engage in. Why is it that every time it is the same crime? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not followed us yet on Twitter, please be sure to go ahead and do that.
X.
Okay.
X.
If you are watching the video right now and you have not subscribed, look at you, enemy of progress. But we still love you though. We still love you though. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, okay? And of course, we're also on Spotify as STAKK. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, brazen out.